Hi, I'm Holly McShane, and this is my Module 3 reflection video for EDLE 8305. An article that resonated with me recently because our district administration was working with us on how to prevent teacher burnout that results in attrition and what we can do to help boost morale and prevent burnout with teachers. The article by Elizabeth Heubeck titled Principles in Stress, Strategies for Coping in Difficult Times was really timely. It was very simple, but yet it offered some real strategies that we can recognize and employ in our daily practice. She had 7 specific tips. The first one was resisting the urge to overuse technology. And in the 3.5 years that COVID was on the scene, we have transformed the way that we use technology. We rely on it so much, from meetings to announcements to lessons to webinars, that sometimes we get a lot of miscommunication because people are just tired of it. So we have to maybe get back into the practice of delegating what needs to be just sent through technology and what needs to be handled in person in order to establish more of a relationship with our coworkers. The second one was doubling down on time management. For me, this is kind of hard because delegating is hard for me, but I've had to learn to do it because I absolutely cannot get all the tasks done that's required of me throughout the day. There's 100 decisions that we have to make, so we have to learn new techniques and be very efficient with our time, and also exhibit a balance and role model how we do that for our staff, because if our health and our family needs are out of whack, that is going to absolutely reflect in the way that we are working alongside our colleagues. The third one was choosing our priorities carefully, and another article mentions how we set intentions, and that means we go into the day thinking, we know this is going to be stressful, we know we have a million decisions to make, but how are we going to intentionally project our body language? How are we going to resolve that? How are we going to reassure the people that require great things of us that we are here to support them? We have to go into that with a mindset of how we're going to handle that. The fourth one was leaning on professional networks, and this has been my saving grace. Whether it is an online group of professionals that we can pose questions to, whether it is another group that we have formed through our professional networks, but friends and colleagues that are in the similar situations, just even going out to dinner and picking their brain about, hey, how would you handle this situation? Or, this happened to me the other day. It's really important to rely on other people's expertise, and it also keeps us from feeling so isolated. And it's nice to know that other people are experiencing things as well, and that we also have things that we can offer to other professionals too. The fifth topic that she mentioned was solving problems can be such a stress reducer, and we have to be very careful that the amount of problems and the intensity of the problems don't overload and make us overwhelmed with our resources, or make us feel like we don't have enough resources such as time or the mental fortitude to solve them. We actually really do. We just have to go back to organizing who can we pull in to collaborate with to help us do that. If you have to eat an elephant one bite at a time, just take it a little bit at a time. The sixth one that she mentioned was making time for yourself. This is extremely critical because the article mentioned how administrators are typically putting in anywhere from 16 to 18-hour days, and there might be times that is necessary, especially with having to move about in the community and after-hours events and going on trips with students and things like that. But if we're making that a part of our daily practice just so we can, quote, get caught up, that is going to take our toll on our family, which is one of our biggest advocates in our support systems, and also on our own personal mental health. If we aren't taking time to do things that bring us pleasure, such as our hobbies and our passions, that we don't have to produce anything or make a decision about, that we just simply do, that's going to be a problem for us, not being able to self-regulate our cortisol and other chemicals in our brain to help us be more productive. So making sure that we are eating right, exercising, we're going out and touching grass, so to speak. Those are things that we have to do for our own mental health well-being, because we want that for our staff and faculty as well. So a couple of takeaways. The last one was practicing gratitude. And this is not the same thing as toxic positivity. Practicing gratitude is authentically looking around and seeing the good things that students and your colleagues and your staff are doing, and making sure that they are recognized for that. That goes a long way from feeding ourselves and also energizing our other colleagues. One of the ways that the first one that she mentioned about the overuse of technology and how I'm going to implement this is being mindful about how much we put out there on social media. I think there's a trend that that's how we brand our schools and our systems, by putting all of these things out. But we can also get caught up into reading some of those community groups if anything goes wrong, or we're gauging or taking the pulse of the community about how we're functioning. We have to be very mindful that we're balancing that and really looking at that with the appropriate lens. And maybe if we're the ones that are taking on too much responsibility for putting things out there on the social media about our school, that's something that we could definitely delegate. So that was a great article, and I hope that I'm able to put that into my daily practice. Have a great day.